Listening to a Faster PC live technical support here on WPSL 1590 on your AM dial. Also streaming live to Facebook and YouTube. You can get the links to both of those over at our website. Go to a fasterpc.com. At the very top part of the page, you'll see a red button that says live technical support. Click on that button. On the left-hand side, you'll see various ways that you can schedule live technical support. If you need a faster PC technician in our shop, remote or on site, you can use those booking links. There's also ways that you can send us an email. Of course, our phone number is there as well. On the right-hand side, there's various ways that you can listen to and watch a Faster PC live technical support where we can show you how you can resolve computer problems. And today we have a big show ready for you today. So we're going to be going over how you can watch your favorite Thanksgiving movies without cable TV, depending on which movie that is. Hey, you may be able to watch it for free. You may have to have a subscription. There are ways that you can watch those movies, though, without cable TV. Also, if you're out there and you're thinking about buying a new computer, maybe you've already even bought a new computer, because you've got a pre-Black Friday deal or something like that. Well, you might want to listen to this show because we're going to go over how to buy a new computer that's better than the one you have before. And believe it or not, it's actually possible to buy one that's not as good as what you've had before. We have customers every single year. Even though we do this show, we provide this free training, and we even offer a service where if you want us to help you pick out a new computer on your own, you can pay us to do that. We can actually do it. You can actually watch this show. You can learn yourself. You can do it for free, or you can pay us to do it, or you can say, hey, we want you to pick out a computer. We can actually pick out a computer for you. Of course, if it's a desktop computer, we can build that for you as well. So a lot of things we'll be talking about how to buy a new computer. And again, every year people buy computers that are slower than what they had before or don't meet their needs. And really, I don't care what kind of a deal you get. If you spend too much money, if you spend any money, even if you spend a little bit of money on a computer that's less adequate than the one you had before, you're wasting your money. So you'll want to actually listen to that here. And so head on over to our website of fasterpc.com. You can listen here. You can also, if you want to watch it again, maybe you want to catch some of those points that we go over. Maybe, sometimes you need a little bit of refresher. You can head over to our website. Right after the show's over, you'll be able to watch the show in its entirety. And we actually are streaming this right now, so you'll be able to see the show and hear the show. In just a minute, we'll be switching over and showing you a Roku device where you can see how to actually go out and watch various content. And so we'll actually be demonstrating that. Also, we'll be going over the biggest, most critical cybersecurity threats of the day. Now, some of these topics, we are open to your questions. So if you have questions, 772-340-1590, that's the number to get your questions answered. You can also head over to our Facebook page or our YouTube channel, and again, you can type the question into the comment section of those videos periodically throughout the show. I do check those questions to just see whether that's something that there's something that I need to cover. And so you can actually head over there. You can watch that, and you can type in your question. We'll actually cover that on this show. So what I'm actually going over here is actually letting you know that if your questions preempt part of the show, that's okay. We can actually extend the show, not on the radio because there's another show coming after ours, but online on our live stream, we can actually extend the show. Or if you want to, in addition to that, in addition to extending the show, we also can roll it over, and some of the content can go out to next week, but quite often we're just gonna roll it over there. Now, hey, listen, if you want to watch your favorite show, I know there's a lot of people out there, and you like some of the Thanksgiving movies. What are your favorite Thanksgiving movies? We talked a little bit with Ray about that in the last last segment. Well, I can tell you my favorite Thanksgiving movie, one that we watch in our family. We've done it in the last several years. I mean, the last few years. I don't remember exactly how long, but Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And you know, I actually went to Rotten Tomatoes and did a search for Thanksgiving movies, and boy, they have like 70 listed there, and some that I wouldn't even have thought of as Thanksgiving movies. In Rocky and Rocky 2, there's Thanksgiving scenes. There's a Spider-Man. One of the Spider-Man movies has Thanksgiving a Thanksgiving scene. Of course, they have Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Actually, at number 5 to you know, but you know, apparently there's some other movies out there that some people may want to watch. Well, what you can do this on Roku. You can also do this. Anything Roku actually is a TV platform, and it also and some of the TVs actually come with the Roku operating system. If your TV doesn't come with a Roku operating system, you can actually purchase a Roku device and connect it to an HDMI port on your computer, and you'll be able to actually watch. You'll be able to watch TV through the Roku. Also, and by the way, you just connect the Roku to your wireless internet. We've gone over that, how to connect it on this show. We've actually done videos on that, so you can actually watch some of the previous content where we actually show you how to connect a Roku to the internet, and you can see how that's all done. So here's the thing though. We're going to show you how you can actually search for various content. And if you don't have a Roku, there's also Amazon Fire TV or Fire Stick. Those are available as well. Google has their own TV app out now. Apple has Apple TV. And you can even just go to the Roku website or even do a search. And some of these channels are available on the web if you don't have a Roku device. We've also shown you on this show in the past how you can connect, if you have an HDMI port on your computer, how you can connect your computer to your television. There's also ways that you can do so wirelessly, although connecting with a HDMI cable is actually more secure and more reliable. So what we're doing though is we're going to actually just go and do a search here. So we're going to do a search, and what we're going to search for is we're just going to search for Thanksgiving. And you're going to see that there's a lot of content that you'll be able to actually watch on Thanksgiving. And so as we're typing, in fact, you know, you see here Thanksgiving, and there's Thanksgiving movies. So I'm just going to limit it to Thanksgiving movies. So if we see here Grumpy Old Man, that's one of the ones that showed up. Beethoven, you know, a lot of these did show up on the Rotten Tomatoes. And you see all of this content. And when you go and look at these content, they're going to show you, first of all, how you can watch it. Some of the movies you can watch completely free. Other movies may require a subscription, but they're going to show you various ways. And Holiday Inn is another one. It covers a lot of holidays. And that's one I believe my wife probably has watched it. And if she hasn't, she probably will want to watch it. And so there's a lot of, even some horror movies for Thanksgiving. I don't know who would want to watch horror movies for Thanksgiving. But my favorite is to actually, and I'm actually going to go up here, and let me just delete what I'm searching for here, and I'm gonna just search for Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, because I don't know about you, but that is my favorite. And in fact, you know what? That just shows up as a suggestion over here. So when we click on Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, there's various ways that this can be watched. So you can actually get an MGM Plus subscription, and they have a 2-month trial for 99 cents. I'm not sure if that's 99 cents a month for 2 months, or if it's just 99 cents and you watch it for 2 months, but it's $7.99 a month afterward. Now, it's also available on Paramount Plus. There's a free trial of that. It's available completely free on the Roku app. There's also 12 other ways to watch. And as we can see here, we see the MGM, Paramount Plus, Roku. It's also on Fubo. So if you have Fubo, live TV and sports, you can sign in, subscribe. Prime TV, you can actually buy it on Prime TV for $3.99. Or I'm not sure if that's a rent or, well, it says requires purchase. So I guess you would own it at that point. So you also have Pluto TV. So Pluto TV is another free content where you can watch free movies on Pluto TV. And Pluto and Roku, you can both do those on their website as well. There's Plex, where you can actually purchase it, Apple TV, where you can purchase it, and again, Paramount Plus, DirecTV, Philo, you have to subscribe, Fango at home, you have to actually purchase it there. So MGM Plus again, and then ROW8 movies that you love, AMC Plus on Roku channel. And that movie is actually available December 1st. Why would you want to wait until after Thanksgiving to watch it? I mean, that's crazy, especially when you can watch it right now for free. So if we go over to the Roku channel and we click on it, this is really cool to be able to watch movies for free. Now, when you're watching movies for free, you're going to have some ads. But and the movie might be, the version that's for TV, which might be modified just a little bit. But in my opinion, you can't beat watching it for free. And watching it on demand, not having to watch it at a certain time, a certain day of the week. This is really pretty awesome to be able to watch this. If you need any help with this, give us a call, 772-878-5978.
You're listening to a Faster PC radio here, heard every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour right here on this station and stream live to our Facebook page. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back, ready to answer your computer questions. So you know what? If you have questions, well, we can't answer them unless you ask them. Our number, if you want to have your computer questions answered, is 772-340-5090, 772-340-5090. Also, you can type your questions into the comment section of our live Facebook video that's happening right now over at Facebook. You can go there, search for Faster PC. We have almost 23,000 likes, or you just go to our website, afasterpc.com, click on the link to listen to a Faster PC radio. We're here. We're ready to answer your computer questions, and we'll be right back to do that. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC.
Hackers are constantly looking for ways to break into your computer and network to access your data and hold it hostage. Think this can't happen to you? Think again. Hackers regularly target small businesses. A Faster PC has produced a cybersecurity crisis report that goes over urgent and critical protections every small business must have in place now to protect their bank accounts, client data, confidential information, and reputation from the tsunami of cybercrime. To access this report, give us a call at 772-878-5978 or download the report today at
www.fastpc.com.
That's www.afasterpc.com. Cybersecurity problems?
You need a Faster PC.
A Faster PC is located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie, next to Dollar General.
To access this report, give us a call at 772-878-5978 or download the report today at afasterpc.com.
You need a Faster PC.
772-878-5978. Microsoft's end of support for Windows 10 is here. And if you continue to use Windows 10, your computer will be increasingly susceptible to security vulnerabilities. A Faster PC can upgrade most computers to Windows 11, even if Microsoft has told you that your computer doesn't support Windows 11. And we can even do so remotely without you needing to leave your work or home. Don't be a sitting duck for hackers. Let a Faster PC upgrade your computer today. Computer problems?
You need a Faster PC.
When you need to protect your computer from hackers,
You need a Faster PC.
A Faster PC is located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie, next to Dollar General.
and on the web at
www.fastpc.com.
that's www.afasterpc.com. Computer problems?
You need a Faster PC.
www.afasterpc.com. 772-878-5978.
Welcome back to a Faster PC Radio. I know you've been waiting, a whole few minutes for the next segment of today's show. If you've been waiting to give us a call so that you can get your computer question answered, well, now's a great time to give us a call. Give us a call. The number here at the studio is 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590. Of course, if you're a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to call and be on the radio. This is your opportunity, by the way, if you do want to be on the radio. But if you're a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to be on the radio, you don't want people to hear what you say, then you can actually head over to our Facebook video. It's a live Facebook video going on right now. You can head over there. Just go to www.afasterpc.com. Click on the link to listen to a Faster PC Radio. That'll take you to our Facebook page, or you can go to Facebook, search for a Faster PC. You'll find our page. We have between 22 and 23,000 likes. You'll be able to actually get over there, scroll down on the page a little bit. You'll see the live video, and you can type your question into the comment section. Now, your question doesn't have to be on what we've been talking about. It can be on any topic as long as it's computer related. So head over there and you can be on the show, or just give us a call, 772-340-1590. We did also want to remind you that we have technicians standing by, ready to resolve computer problems. Our number in the shop is 772-878-5978, and we are located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie. Again, the number is 772-878-5978. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
Yes, you do, and we are back ready to answer your computer, technical, streaming, and cybersecurity problems. You know, if you have computer problems, you need a Faster PC. A Faster PC is located at 7190 South US 1. And of course, we're here 772-878-5978, 772-878-5978. One of the things that we wanted to just go over also in this time is we want to go over the ways that you can actually and how to actually purchase a new computer that is faster and more capable than the one you already have before. And one of the things, the reason we do this, and we do this every year, we want to help you spend your money wisely. You know what? We don't like going and setting up a computer, a new computer, and having to spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours setting up this new computer, simply because the person who bought the new computer didn't buy the right computer. And they didn't buy the right computer because they were just looking and they say, hey, this is a good deal. I'll buy this. You know, my computer's getting old. Might as well, there's a good deal out there. Might as well just go out and buy it. Listen, no matter how little you pay, if you end up with a computer that's less adequate, that's slower, that doesn't have enough hard drive space or enough storage space, you are wasting your money, and we want to prevent you from wasting your money. So one of the things we're going to do here is we're actually going to go over briefly. We're going to give an overview here because I know some of you will be buying things this week. So we're going to give an overview. And by the way, last week we went over, or not last week, but 2 weeks ago on this show, we went over how to look at the various types of computers that are out there. Whether you want an all-in-one computer, a desktop computer, a laptop computer, various types of computers that are out there. We went over the pluses and the minuses of each of those so that you can actually take note of that. One thing I do just want to add to that is that some of the big name computer companies right now, if you buy a desktop computer, one of the things that I mentioned is that a lot of the parts for the all-in-ones and the laptops are proprietary, which means that they're made specifically for that laptop or that all-in-one computer. And really, you need to get a replacement part that will only work in that laptop computer. Well, that's also true with the big name computer companies. If you get a desktop computer, that's also true with a lot of those. We even recently had a customer. We helped them pick out a computer from a big name company that they could order from. And this computer was definitely was faster than what they had before. It had ample storage space for them. It had plenty of RAM. It really was built well, but it wasn't expandable. If they wanted to add a new drive to this computer, there was really no way to do it. There was a header on the motherboard for a serial ATA cable that could plug in an external drive, but no power for that. And also no place to mount it either. So even the desktop computers to some extent are proprietary when you get that. But there's a few things in your computer that you want to actually think about. First of all, we talked about the operating system. Windows 11 is really where you want to go if want to go with Windows. If you want to go with Mac, well, you can go with Mac as well. I will caution you though, there are some people that sometimes will want to switch from a Windows computer to a Mac computer, or even some people that want to actually buy a Mac computer for someone that they care about. We even had one husband that thought he was doing a big favor for his wife buying her a Mac computer. He probably spent twice as much money on that computer as he would have spent if he would have bought a Windows-based computer. And she despised it and hated it and probably was mad at him for buying it. Now, imagine spending twice as much for something and having the person that you gave it to despise it and be upset with you because you gave it to them. It's not a good thing. Definitely talk to someone. And really, if you're thinking about switching from Windows to Mac, you want to take a look at that. Also, one of the things we talked about is the operating system. There are some laptops out there that are Chromebooks. Now, these do not have a Windows operating system. They have Chrome on them. And so basically, whatever you can do in Chrome is what you can do on that computer. You can't install Word. You can't install TurboTax. You can't install Quicken. You can't install QuickBooks. You can't install Microsoft Excel. You can go to Microsoft Office and use the Microsoft suite, or to Google and use their suite as well. Google Docs, Google Sheets, those types of things. You can use Google Drive. You can't go out though and actually install a program on these. So just be aware of that. But on the computer, other than the operating system and the type, whether you're getting an all-in-one, whether you're getting a desktop computer, whether you're getting a laptop computer, other than that, there's some things with each computer that you need to think about and be aware of. You want to think about first the processor. So the processor, the CPU, a lot of times I say it's the brains of the computer, but really our brains do way more than a processor does. What the processor does is mathematical calculations. Everything that happens on a computer is mathematical calculations. So when you're looking at actually going out and doing something, opening up a program, that all happens through mathematical calculations. Believe it or not, through ones and zeros. And so the processor, if you buy a computer that has a slow processor, even if everything else is adequate and better, that slow processor is not going to be able to keep up with the demands of your system. So, in fact, just yesterday I was working with a client on a computer, and we've worked many times with her on this computer. She went out and bought it herself. She bought it without consulting with us. She didn't watch our videos to see how to buy a new computer. And this computer, it's a laptop computer. It's slow. And she'll ask, well, why is it slow? It's slow. She says, well, it's probably just cluttered up with a bunch of stuff. I need to delete all these files that are cluttering it up, and that's why it's slow. And I just tell her, it's not slow because of that. It's slow because you bought a slow computer. The processor is slow, and there's nothing you can do to speed that up. And so what you're going to want to do, I'm going to switch over to a full screen, and just first of all, we're going to look at the processor real quick and the task manager. So for the task manager, you can hold down the control, the shift key on your keyboard and press escape. That will launch the task manager. Now I'm actually in, I think, the process view. So here in the process view, you can see my CPU utilization. And right now, I actually didn't have time to restart my computer. Normally, I restart my computer before this show. And when I do, my CPU and my RAM utilization is better and lower than what it is right now. But I have a very fast processor. I have 64 gigabytes of RAM, which is way more than what most people need. You can see, though, that I'm using anywhere from in the 20s to in the 70 percentile of my CPU utilization. And I can actually go over and look at performance. And on performance, I can see a graph of the CPU. Now, I'm actually doing a lot more with my computer right now than most people would do. I'm connected to the WPSL studio through Zoom, and I'm streaming audio and video to WPSL that way. So there's some encoding, audio and video encoding that is happening. I'm also connected to through OBS Studio. OBS Studio is doing audio and video encoding to send out the audio and video streams over to our YouTube and Facebook channels. So that's all happening right now, live as we speak, and that requires a lot of processing power. Most people aren't going to be doing this, but really you want to actually look at your processor. If you turn on your computer and your processor, you see this area here is all the way up to the top, and it stays that way for a few minutes. What that means is that just the process of booting up your system, Windows loading, the parts of Windows that load when you turn your computer on, and the various programs that load at startup, that actually is taxing your system, and your system can't keep up. When you notice that your computer is running slow, open up Task Manager and look at the processor. Look at how much is being used. If 100% is being used, you know either something is using up way too much resources, or you have an issue where your processor just isn't able to keep up. And believe it or not, again, this is possible to happen even with a brand new computer. So you want to make sure that you buy a processor that's fast enough. So how do you do that? How do you actually check and make sure that your processor is fast enough, that your processor can keep up? And by the way, I was running on battery right there. So I just got a notice that my system was actually switching over and going to low power mode. So I forgot to plug it in there. But how do you know whether your processor is fast enough? One of the things you want to do is do a CPU benchmark. You can actually go to cpubenchmark.net, and we'll show next week, we'll show more in detail how to do this. But go to cpubenchmark.net, look at your processor, and you can do a comparison between your processor and any other computer, the processor in any other computer that you're actually considering. So my processor is a AMD Ryzen 7 8840U. And what I would do at cpubenchmark.net, I would click the little plus sign, I would compare, and I would type in 8840, and 884740U would pop up. I would click on that, and then I would start typing in the other processors that, and I can tell you if I were looking for a computer right now, I bought this computer this year, so most likely I'm not going to find a computer that really would have a processor that's going to be maybe faster than what I need it to be, what this one is. So that's how you look at your RAM. Now, you also, or excuse me, your CPU. You also, the next thing you want to look at is RAM. Random access memory is what it stands for. And what RAM is your temporary memory. When you turn your computer on, before you turn your computer on, there's nothing in RAM. When you turn your computer on, Windows loads into RAM, and certain components of the operating system load into RAM, and your programs that load at startup, a certain portion of those load into RAM. When you open up a browser, when you go to a website, that loads into RAM. And really what we're seeing is if you 8 gigabytes of RAM would be the lowest we would actually, and really you're kind of skating thin there. If you're only going to go to 1 or 2 tabs on a browser, and you're probably okay with 8 gigabytes of RAM. But you're going to want to, if you can get 16, that's even better. And also with RAM, look and see whether you can upgrade that RAM before you buy the computer. Because if you can't upgrade the RAM, well, you have an issue. How do you determine how much RAM you have? First of all, again, you go over to Task Manager. And when you're at Task Manager, there's RAM, tells you how much total RAM you have and how much RAM is being used as well. Now, I can tell you the more RAM you have, the more RAM Windows will use. Most people, I'm using almost 32 gigabytes of RAM now. Most people don't even have that much RAM. So, there are some programs that will use more RAM and your computer will run faster that way. Also, your drive, you want to make sure you get an SSD drive and that it's big enough for you. So you want to look at how much room you're actually using. So I'm going to switch over. I'm going to show you Windows Explorer, and I'm actually going to actually show you how you can tell how much data you actually are using on your computer. So this PC, and we'll actually, you'll want to hold down the Windows key on your keyboard, click on the E for Explorer, and that will launch the Windows Explorer. From the Windows Explorer, you want to right-click on this PC. In fact, it'll even show you how much room you have, and it'll also show you how much is being used in that. You can right-click on that, go down to Properties, and left-click. It shows you a pie chart. You see, I actually have my drive partitioned, and I have a very small portion of the drive being used for RAM. Some other things to consider are wireless. If you are using wireless, if you're going to connect with wireless, you want to have Wi-Fi 6. I've seen a few computers out with Wi-Fi 7, but Wi-Fi 6 at least. And if you need help with breaking down any of this, you need a faster PC, give us a call at 772-878-5978 or visit us on the web at fasterpc.com and schedule a free discovery call with us.
You're listening to a Faster PC radio heard on this station every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back for the final segment of today's show. Listen, if you want to get your computer questions answered and you haven't called in, now's your opportunity. In fact, this is your last opportunity coming up, 772-340-1590. 772-340-5090. You can also head over to our Facebook page, and you can actually, from the Facebook page, you can type your computer questions into the comment section of the live video, and we'll cover them on today's show. But you know what? You've got to get over there right now or give us a call, 772-340-5090, so we can answer your computer questions. Computer problems? You need a faster PC.
The one thing we hate to hear after someone's hard drive dies is, I was just about to make a backup. Just about is not good enough. At a faster PC, we can recover data from failing hard drives, but not all the time. And we can't recover your data if it's stolen or destroyed by fire, unless you have a backup. We can't recover your data if it's encrypted with ransomware unless you have a backup. A faster PC can't protect your data from loss by hard drive failure, fire, theft, sabotage, and ransomware. Don't wait until it's too late.
You need a faster PC.
When your data is important,
You need a faster PC.
A Faster PC is located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie, next to Dollar General.
And on the web at
www.fasterpc.com.
that's www.afasterpc.com. When you can't lose your data,
Don't you know by now you need a faster PC?
give us a call today at 772-878-5978. It's that time of year again, Cliff. No, Cliff, it's the time of year when a Faster PC wishes everyone a happy Thanksgiving. This is Brian Longworth, host of a Faster PC Live Technical Support. On behalf of a Faster PC and its employees, I would like to thank God for all of his blessings over the past year and remind our customers and radio show listeners to take time during this busy time of the year to thank God for his blessings and provision. He does provide all of our needs. If you have computer technical, streaming, or cybersecurity problems,
You need a faster PC.
A Faster PC is located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie, next to Dollar General.
and on the web at
www.fasterpc.com.
that's afasterpc.com. Call a Faster PC today at 772-878-5978. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
Welcome back to a Faster PC Radio. This is the last segment of today's show. We'd love to answer your computer questions, but if you don't call, we can't answer. Give us a call. The number to have your computer question answered is 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590, or you can hop on over to our Facebook page, A Faster PC, and actually from there, you can type your question into the comment section. So again, just a few more minutes to answer your questions. We did want to remind you also that not only can you ask your questions at the Facebook page or by calling 772-340-1590, but you can also watch the video as well. So some of the questions that I'm answering, as I answer those questions, I'll be able actually to show you the steps that you go through to resolve computer problems. And if you're not where you can watch it right now, that's fine. You can watch it at your convenience shortly after the show's over. It'll be up there on our Facebook page. You can get there one of two ways. Either go to our website of fasterpc.com. We have a link that says listen to a Faster PC Radio. If you click on that, it'll take you to our Facebook page, or go to Facebook and search for a Faster PC. We also wanted to remind you that in the shop, we have technicians standing by today to work on computers and resolve computer problems. We're at 7190 South US 1, and our number in the office is 772-878-5978. And of course, we're here to answer your questions. Well, your computer questions, and we could answer other questions, but we're here specifically to answer computer questions. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC.
Yes, you do. And we are back ready to answer your computer, technical, streaming, and cybersecurity questions. And in this segment also, short of questions, and if questions come in, we'll just roll this out and extend this online and go over this with an extended session. But we are going to be covering the biggest and most critical cybersecurity threats of the day, of this week, actually, so that you can actually be aware of this. Now, one of the things that is happening out there, I do want to just let you know about something. We just actually played our Thanksgiving spot, and that spot, we have an extended version that we're going to be rolling out later today. And let me tell you something, this extended version is hilarious because our son is the one that says www.afasterpc.com. I can't tell you how many times it took him to be able to say that. He really liked the .com part, but it was really hard to get him to say the www part and to say a faster PC before that. And we actually have one that doesn't have all of the bloopers, but it has a short snippet of some of the bloopers of him trying to say and me trying to coax him how to say that website. And we've had customers that have tell us, I've listened to that commercial many times. I can't understand what that kid's saying. And that's why I repeat it afterward. But it is hilarious. I did ask my son's permission and he said, yeah, that's hilarious. I really, he really liked to having that out there, so I can actually we can actually play that. So later on today you'll be able to see that. It's just a little bit of extent. It has a little bit more information, but the biggest thing is the hilarious part is the actual the actual bloopers that are out there. So this past week there were some major threats, and if you're out there, you're using a computer, if you're a business computer user, you're a home user, maybe you have a home office, anything in between, maybe you're even a government office, you need to be aware of the threats that are out there so that you can take proactive measures. And today we're not only going to break down the threats, we're also going to show you how you can protect yourself. Now, a few things that did happen this week. There were major attacks, botnet attacks, distributed denial of service attacks against both Azure, and there was also Cloudflare that actually went down as well. And And these sites, we actually got calls from people saying, hey, certain things aren't working. I can't get to this site. And, why is this not working? And people even saying, hey, listen, I'll pay you to resolve this problem. But it wasn't a problem on their end. It wasn't something that they could resolve, but it was actually the attacks on those systems. So Azure was hit with a 15 terabit per second distributed denial of service attack using 500,000 IP addresses. So we've talked about how your devices, your computers, but not only your computers, your smart cameras, your smart thermostats, your smart switches, all of these devices need to be updated. They need to have a strong username and password, your smart doorbells. These devices can actually be used to attack websites and take them down. And this actually happened this past week with Azure. And also, and I haven't really seen whether Cloudflare's was related to a denial of service, but they definitely had a problem, and they had their sites going down as well. So it's really important that you make sure that your system is not infected, and that your cameras, your smart speakers, your smart outlets, your smart switches. Some of you guys don't know what I'm talking about, but imagine if you have a smart TV. We were talking earlier about a Roku device. If you have a smart TV, if you have a Roku device, if you have a smart doorbell, if you have smart thermostats, smart outlets, smart light switches, all of these have a little bit of an operating system on them, and they have a username and a password, and it's very important that you protect them with secure usernames and passwords, that you actually are installing updates to those devices and making sure that your devices aren't being used by hackers to take down a major website. I mean, if you take down Azure, Microsoft Azure is used by companies through and organizations and even government entities throughout the world, and especially here in the United States. And so taking down a major service like this affects everyone that uses them. So there's also out there, Samsung is actually being accused of distributing their low-priced Galaxy series devices, their phones and their tablets, with unremovable spyware. So they're being accused of shipping their budget Galaxy A and M series smartphones with pre-installed spyware that users can't easily remove. The software in question, AppCloud, developed by the mobile analytics firm Iron Source, has been embedded in devices sold primarily in the Middle East and North African regions. Security researchers and privacy advocates warn that it quietly collects sensitive user data, fueling fears of surveillance in politically volatile areas. And of course, if it's happening in these areas and they can get away with it, guess what? They'll try it in other areas as well, perhaps. So you want to actually make sure that you're protecting yourself. And, if they're going to do this, maybe look for a different phone provider. We actually do recommend Apple devices for phones. On computers, we use Windows-based computers, but on phones, we're using Apple devices, and that's because they really are more secure, and you want to actually make sure that you're protecting yourself with this. So in addition to that, what we're looking at here is there's a Microsoft SQL server vulnerability. So this is a server vulnerability in Microsoft SQL, and you want to be aware of this. And so SQL is actually used by some of the big software companies out there. You may be using SQL software in your business or organization. So Microsoft has released security patches to fix a serious vulnerability in SQL Server that allows attackers to gain higher system privileges. And so you need to make sure that you're actually actually getting out there, installing this update, because you don't want this update or this threat to be exploited. Salesforce is investigating customer data theft. This is something that really is really big. They are investigating customer data theft via the Gainsight breach. And so Salesforce says it has revoked refresh tokens linked to Gainsight publishing applications while investigating a new wave of data theft against attacks targeting customers. The cloud-based software company noted that this doesn't stem from a vulnerability in its customer relationship management or CRM platform, since all evidences point to the malicious activity being related to the app's external connection to Salesforce. Salesforce has identified unusual activity involving Gainsight published applications connected to Salesforce, which are installed and managed directly by customers. Our investigations indicate this activity may have enabled unauthorized access to certain customer Salesforce data through the app's connections. So just be aware when you're utilizing a tool out there, you want to really look for vendors that are going to protect your data. Thankfully, Salesforce did detect this and is shutting down these links. But, why did this happen in the first place? And of course, really, maybe it's not Salesforce that's at fault here. Maybe it's the Gainsight publishing that's at fault. So we did talk earlier about how to watch various content for free on your TV, including how to stream various content. There's ways that you can legally watch content for free, and then there's the shady ways, or the ways that are piracy. And there is a TV streaming piracy service with 26 million yearly visits that was recently shut down. This is the PhotoCell, a TV piracy streaming platform with over 26 million users annually, has ceased operations following a joint investigation by the Alliance for Creative and Entertainment and DAZN. The piracy service provided users with unauthorized access to 1,127 TV channels from 60 countries, including live sports content. So whenever you see something that kind of sounds like maybe it's too good to be true, probably is. And in this case, it was actually shut down by the companies out there as they did this search. So CISA is giving government agencies, we talked last week about the Fortinet flaw, the flaw in the Fortinet firewall. CISA is giving government agencies 7 days to patch the new Fortinet flaw. I would say, though, as we talked last week, this is a severe flaw. It's critical flaw. If you're out there and you're using Fortinet firewalls, first of all, make sure that you're using a firewall that's supported. Make sure that you have an active support contract with Fortinet, and make sure that the firmware is updated so that you're not susceptible to that. I wouldn't wait 7 days. I would get this installed right away, because you don't want to have hackers. You don't want to allow hackers to get into your system. There's a new Sonic OS flaw that allows hackers to crash the firewall. So if you're using SonicWall, again, you want to make sure you are using a supported version of the SonicWall firewall. Make sure that you're updating that you have an active support contract, and then update that support or that firmware as well. CISA is actually warning of an Oracle Identity Manager, RCE, or remote code execution flaw that's being actively exploited. So if you're using Oracle's if you're using Oracle's Identity Manager, you want to make sure that you're protecting against this. Now, if this is a little bit too difficult for you, maybe you're saying, hey, you know what, I don't even know where to start with this. You need a faster PC. Give us a call, 772-878-5978, 772-878-5978. A faster PC can help you. You can also go to our website at fasterpc.com, schedule a free discovery call. We can sit down with you and show you how we can protect your computer data, and your network from attacks.
We're coming to the end of today's show, but if you've missed any part of the show, want to listen to or watch it again, or want to share it with your friends, head over to our website, afasterpc.com, and look at the top of the page. Right in the middle, there's a red button that says Live Technical Support. Click on that button. On the left-hand side, you'll see various ways that you can actually request live technical support from a Faster PC's technicians. On the right-hand side, you'll see how you can listen to and watch a Faster PC live technical support, including on the radio, on the TuneIn app, on your Alexa or Google speakers, and on our podcast, as well as links to both our YouTube channel and our Facebook page, where you'll not only be able to hear the show, but also see the show. We also have links to our YouTube channel's video page, where you can watch individual segments, and then also our shorts page, where you can watch little snippets of a Faster PC live technical support. We'll be open today until 2. Monday through Wednesday, we'll be open 9 to 5. We'll be closed Thursday and Friday for Thanksgiving, and reopen Saturday at 9 a.m. Have a happy Thanksgiving. We want to invite you to listen to our church radio show tomorrow morning here on WPSL at 10 a.m. You can listen to other sermons on our church website, covenanttabernacle.com, or our church YouTube channel, Covenant Tabernacle World Outreach Center. If you have any computer questions for next week's show, you can type those into the comment section of our live videos over at YouTube and Facebook. Again, you can get the links to both of those by clicking on the live technical support button at our website, the top middle, and you can request live technical support on that page as well. Computer problems?
Don't you know by now you need a faster PC?
This time of the year, and really every time of the year, we should take time to remember the Pilgrims and Indians at their first Thanksgiving. The Pilgrims risked much to come to America, and half of them died that first winter. Their dependence on God and their friendship with the Indians, who taught them how to farm and hunt in America, helped them through that first difficult year. And they gave thanks for the harvest. Likewise, we give thanks to God for his
WPSL Port St. Lucie.
Had enough. I'm Paul Stevens.